A new decree is shaking things up in the Vatican and worrying even the most experienced theologians. Pope Leo XIV quietly approves, but his decisions speak volumes. Some bring peace, others cause arguments. All of them matter. Do you truly want to understand where the Church is headed? Listen to the end, because I'm going to tell you about the 5 appointments that have caused the most worry so far. Pope Leo XIV doesn't just communicate with words. His appointments, though quiet and private, are full of meaning. They tell a deeper story than any sermon or interview. From the very beginning of his time as Pope, he has surprised everyone with how simple he is, how much he cares about church services, and how much he respects old traditions. Many have seen him as a sign of change, a hope for things to be set right again. But when the signatures appeared on the documents, the way Pope Francis did things showed up clearly again, not as something against tradition, but in a way that caused some friction with the tradition many hoped to see defended more strongly. It's a living tension, not a shocking one, keeping the past, facing the present. But it's these decisions, first and foremost, that are making theologians nervous, and then the churchgoers too. Why do the chosen names speak so clearly and point to a direction that not everyone is ready to accept? The first name, and also the most recent, is Thomas Hennen, a figure whose journey through the American Catholic Church has drawn both admiration and controversy. Before his appointment as bishop, Hennen served in various pastoral and administrative roles, earning a reputation for his thoughtful approach to doctrine and his willingness to engage with complex social issues. On July 10, 2025, Pope Leo XIV named him the new bishop of Baker, Oregon, a diocese known for its vast rural landscape and close-knit faith communities. The Diocese of Baker, stretching across eastern Oregon, has long been a place where tradition and change meet, making Hennen's arrival especially significant. For many local Catholics, his appointment brought hope for renewed dialogue and pastoral care, while others braced for possible shifts in church policy. He is known in the United States for his past loyalty to doctrine, yet Hennen's willingness to address sensitive topics has sometimes put him at the center of heated debates within the Church, but especially for helping to write the pastoral guidelines for sexual and gender minorities in the Diocese of Davenport. These guidelines, intended to foster inclusion and compassion, quickly became a lightning rod for both praise and criticism. In fact, that document does not include any clear mention of the universal call to chastity, and uses language that, many say, sounds like the rhetorical strategies of gender ideology. Supporters argue that Hennen's approach reflects a genuine effort to accompany all believers, while critics warn of confusion and a weakening of traditional teachings. Hennen himself said in October 2023, "We have taken a more gradual approach. We like to think it was a synodal approach, and we have learned a lot in the process." His openness about personal growth and change has resonated with some, but left others uneasy about the direction of church leadership. "Our attitudes have also changed," he confessed, admitting he had changed his own view along the way. This stance immediately caused a reaction from important figures like Bishop Joseph Strickland, who called the guidelines a doctrinal smokescreen, a mark of the Lavender Mafia, an underground network in the hierarchy that promotes a certain ideology by disguising it as compassion. The controversy sparked heated discussions in Catholic media and among parishioners, with some defending Hennen's intentions and others demanding a return to stricter doctrine. For many, Hennen's appointment has become a symbol of the tension between pastoral care and clear doctrine. This name, first of all, surprised theologians and later bothered faithful who pay close attention to the consistency of Catholic morals. In Baker, some parishioners have welcomed Hennen with open arms, hopeful for a more inclusive church, while others remain cautious, watching for signs of change, showing how much this issue remains a sensitive and debated topic. The second name is already quite well known and stirs up feelings like few others, that of Cardinal Arthur Roach, a central figure in the Church's recent liturgical reforms. Born in Yorkshire, England, Roach was ordained a priest in 1975 and steadily rose through the ranks, serving as bishop and later as secretary of the Congregation for Divine Worship. His deep involvement in liturgical matters made him a trusted advisor in Rome. On June 24, 2025, Pope Leo XIV appointed him among the new members of the Dicastery for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life, further cementing his influence in the Vatican. Roach's most significant role, however, has been as prefect of the Dicastery for Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments, where he has overseen the implementation of major liturgical changes. Adding this role to his position as prefect of divine worship, Roach became a key architect of the Church's liturgical direction. He is best known for his work on Traditionis Custodes, the decree that restricted the use of the traditional Latin Mass. This move was seen by many as a turning point in the Church's approach to liturgy. Roach is known throughout the Church as the main person behind the strict rules about liturgy that came after the release of Traditionis Custodes. Supporters argue that Roach's reforms bring unity and clarity to Catholic worship, emphasizing the vision of the Second Vatican Council. They see him as a guardian of liturgical integrity. He was the one who really made that change happen, following the rules strictly and some say even going beyond what the text actually said. But critics, including many traditionalists, accuse Roach of overreaching and eroding cherished traditions. For them, the restrictions on the Latin Mass represent a loss of spiritual heritage and a source of deep division. Because of this, his name seems even more troubling today. The debate has spilled beyond the Vatican, sparking passionate responses from bishops, priests, and lay people around the world. Some dioceses have openly resisted the new rules, while others have embraced them. After the Traditionis Custodes scandal, which, according to various sources, a significant number of bishops didn't agree with. For Roach, the challenge has been to balance the call for unity with the need to respect the Church's diversity. His decisions have made him both a symbol of reform and a lightning rod for controversy. His image has remained connected to that time as the face of a rule that many find hard to bear. The broader implications of his appointments are still unfolding. Will Roach's vision shape the Church for decades, or will resistance lead to new changes? Only time will tell. His presence in a department that also oversees religious orders, many of which are connected to the Latin Mass, has been met with great worry by those, first among theologians and then among the faithful, who feared seeing a strict line of oversight confirmed. For now, Cardinal Roach remains at the center of one of the most important debates in the modern Church, a debate about identity, tradition, and the meaning of reform. The third name is Renzo Pegaro. Already known for his work as Chancellor of the Pontifical Academy for Life, his appointment as president, which happened in the spring of 2025, immediately caused a stir. Pegaro is known for his dedication to bioethics and moral theology, with a background that combines medicine and theology, but also for his support of what's called global bioethics. This way of thinking, partly influenced by ideas and ways of doing things from secular groups or the United Nations, has made more than one theologian raise their eyebrows, worried that defending life, from when it starts until natural death, might be watered down by being too open to individual rights and social problems. Pegaro himself is valued for his talks between different fields and religions, but this is exactly where the criticism comes from. As Benedict XVI warned, talking loses its power if it's not strongly based in Catholic truth. His appointment, therefore, was seen by many as a choice that could move the Academy away from its original purpose, the one envisioned by St. John Paul II, and entrusted to figures of undeniable right belief, like Helios Graecia, and instead push it into uncertain, more unclear, more fragile territory. The fourth name is Beat Grugli, confirmed on May 22, 2025, as Bishop of St. Gallen. His election followed the process laid out by an old agreement, where the cathedral chapter suggests a list of candidates and Rome can only approve or reject, and Pope Leo XIV signed off. And yet that action, which seemed just a formality, has upset many. St. Gallen is not just any diocese. Its name is linked to the so-called St. Gallen Mafia, the informal group of progressive bishops and cardinals who, according to some accounts, supported Bergoglio's election in 2013. Grugli is seen as being close to the ideas within that group, and his confirmation has appeared to those who closely watch church happenings as a sign that things will continue in that way. While some have tried to downplay it, reminding everyone that the Pope couldn't do anything else because of the agreement, the fact that he signed without any objections was enough to cool the excitement of those who were hoping for a clear change. In a time in history where every decision matters, this one has been seen as the continuation, in a calm way, of a path that has been set for a long time. The fifth name is Cardinal Jaime Spengler, the Archbishop of Porto Alegre. He was appointed on June 24, 2025, to the Dicastery for Consecrated Life. He's a key figure in Latin America, already serving as president of the Brazilian Bishops' Conference. He's known for supporting fiducia supplicans and what's called the Amazonian Rite. He's made statements like, "The Church cannot deny blessings for true human needs." His views, which mix open pastoral care with respect for indigenous culture, are seen by some as a sign of understanding, but by others as a symbol of a church identity that's becoming more complex and unclear. Pope Leo XIV is walking a fine line, balancing keeping traditions alive with the hopes of a church that wants new openness. His appointments show this clearly. Some cause debate and worry, while others bring comfort and are met with thanks. This tension isn't a contradiction, but the very heart of his time as Pope. Every signature he makes is important and sets a direction. Only time will tell what good these decisions will bring. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment Amen. May God bless you.